Welcome everybody. Welcome to the online launch of my beautiful Oracle card deck, the Divine. I'm sitting out here in circle with myself and my beautiful cards on this Aries full moon. And I'm so excited to welcome you to the deck, and also to be sitting here with nature. If you ever have sat with me in circle in real life, you'll know that my circles are always outside. That's just something I feel really connected with, grounded to the earth, connected to Mother Nature. And that's, I don't know if that's the fairy part of me or just a deep yearning to be connected to the earth. So I wasn't going to do it outside, I was going to have the ring light and do that inside. But for me, this feels so much more comfortable. I've got the fire here burning. If the smoke comes along, looks a little bit mystical. I'm outside. The birds are making themselves known. And of course, I've got my beautiful Oracle card deck. It is the morning here where I am in Newcastle, New South Wales, and we're approaching Beltane. So we've passed the spring equinox and we're heading towards summer. So today is a nice day. The sun has a little bit of bite in it when it comes from behind the clouds. But it's still cool enough to have a fire, in case anybody was wondering about that. So welcome. It was important for me to have this online launch today on the 17th of October, being a full moon. And it is an Aries full moon. So it's got that fiery energy, and I am an Aries myself. I am that a fire sign, which is why, of course, I've got my fire going. That just helps me to feel even more connected with nature. And that's a little ritual that you can incorporate in your day-to-day, whether it's lighting a candle and pulling some cards, fire gazing. Have you ever had a look at the flame of a candle and stared at that and use that as a meditative tool? I certainly have. That's something that makes me feel really connected to an element that's important to me. I love building fires myself. I've been called a fire maiden many times in this life, and I know that sometimes that's me connecting to my masculine energy, but connecting to that fire element, building a fire myself, poking and prodding that fire, and playing with coals is something that I've always been drawn to my whole life. So now that I fully realize that that's a tool I can utilize to support my well-being, especially as an Aries, especially today under the full moon, under the Aries full moon, that's just something that's really helping ground and connect me to all of you today here at the online launch circle. And welcome to you all. I can see some people are jumping on and off, and that's totally welcome. We are in different parts of the world, we're in different time zones, and wherever you are, you're so welcome to jump on and off. We've got busy lives, so I really appreciate anyone taking the time to come and connect with me today. So we've got my fire going here. I've got behind.
Well, then we can both be horses.
Like
Wait, I'll be orange.
Teddy, don't.
Oh, no. We're minions.
All right, just muting some of the other participants. Thank you so much to the mothers that have joined me this morning. Hello. Hello, I've just muted. I should have had that set so everybody is muted, but hello to anyone in the background there as well. Let's see. All right. So the full moon in Aries, the full moon, are you feeling that full moon? Often those of us that have children and animals around us will be feeling that full moon energy more than others. But that's not to say the full moon isn't affecting everybody. The moon was so, so important to me when I was pregnant. Well, it's always been important to me, but particularly when I was pregnant, people would they often tell you when it's a new moon, go outside, set your intentions. A full moon, go outside and dance. No. And I always, you'd laugh and you'd hear folk tales about the moon. But when you're pregnant in particular, people say that, in the modern world, we count in weeks, how many weeks you are, and you'll birth your baby around 40 weeks. There's a due date, all of that. But before all of that man-made calendar stuff, we had moons that we would count with, and particularly as women, we are so, so connected to Mother Moon. And you a pregnancy actually is around 10 moons, not 9 moons, which is closer to 41, 42 weeks. So 10 moons is the length of a pregnancy, and that was super, super. I became really connected when I was creating the cards. And so on the back of my cards, I had to have the moon. And there was this part of me that was like, oh, I wish I could have like moons and the solar system. And, I felt really connected when I was pregnant. But you'll notice in a lot of my cards, I love to do swirls, probably because they're easier than doing eyes and faces. But it was really important for me to have the moon on the back of my cards. And that is a symbol of those 10 moons that I connected to during my pregnancy. So I'm so, so glad that we are here together today on the Aries full moon. It's full circle, it's synchronicity. It's all those beautiful things that when we talk about cards, when we talk about intuition, those things are really, really, I think connected. They're really, really connected. So these are my cards, and this is an online launch. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about how they came to be. And it's hard. These cards can be used for anyone. You don't have to be pregnant. I am not currently pregnant, and I use them all the time. They came about when I was pregnant with my daughter. I had a really intuitive pregnancy. It was a pregnancy outside of the medical paradigm. So it really forced me to reconnect with my intuition. And with that, I believe that pregnancy, birth, postpartum, that's such a sacred and potent portal. I think the veil is lifted. The veil being whatever you call that realm between spirit, between heaven and earth, between lands, between what's real, what's intuition, what isn't. Whatever you call that, your source, your power, the divine, whatever you resonate with, I feel that that is more accessible or more easily accessible when we're in that heightened state, connecting with our baby and connecting with our body. And, it's very easy to say to someone that's pregnant or someone who's had children, when they're perhaps anxious or stressed or in that immediate postpartum, you're like, hang on, how am I supposed to be connecting with myself? How are cards going to help me? What is all this about? I totally understand that. It's only with reflection and integration and hindsight that I can see that portal was so potent for that inner work, and that I had the idea of cards for many, many years, but it wasn't until I was able to tap into that energy that I didn't know that I had. As a maiden, I always did amazing things, of course, like we all do. We all create, we're all excelling in our careers and setting goals and doing exactly what we like. And then we get pregnant and we think, well, we might not think, but some of us think the world tells us your life is over, things are about to change. And I feel like those statements, those blanket statements are said collectively in the world. And with not much information about what that means, except that you probably get a bit fat. It's going to be hard for you to bounce back. And having children's really, really hard. And we don't have villages anymore. So good luck. See ya. See you at the first birthday. And these cards really came at a time where I was able to harness that potent postpartum energy. And it's a different kind of energy. I'm not saying that my child slept perfectly and I didn't have challenges or pain or anything like that. But being able to connect with myself in my pregnancy meant that I was able to, I don't know, see or feel this creative energy. And I felt like I was creating through source, creating through the 5D. I was feeding and nursing my beautiful baby and sitting and healing my body, healing my mind. You know, wow, it's a big time of someone's life, 10 moons, and now you've got this human being. But there is this potent energy, and you often see new mums are whirring with ideas. They're creating businesses, they're creating ideas. And I saw someone post, like it was an ad on Facebook that said, you can create an oracle card deck in 3 days. Sign up to my class and I will show you in 3 days how you could create an oracle card deck. And I remember seeing this just after Pixie was born, and I was like, wait, what? No, you can't. You absolutely can't. And I'm sorry to tell you, you can't. I'm pretty efficient and I'm pretty exciting. I'm pretty good at doing lots of things, but I am not creating an oracle card deck in 3 days. And I don't know if anybody is, even with tools like AI. Yeah, no. If you see that ad, let me know how it goes. But for me, I saw that ad. I thought, no way. I had created art over the years, but it did plant a seed for me. I was like, if someone is selling a program to someone saying that they can create an oracle card deck and then sell it in 3 days, then maybe someone like me can create one with this potent energy. And so I did. And to be perfectly honest with you, I played a lot on, I had the art, obviously, and I use Adobe Illustrator and Procreate for that. But I use a lot of Canva to create the cards and to place the cards. So we've got a card here. The borders around the cards are all the same, and the stars and the wording. These card templates I just made in Canva. I moved everything over to Adobe eventually, but when I reflect on how I did it, sometimes I can't quite remember because I was just really in a bit of an altered state, and we are in an altered state in pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. It's not bad, it's not good, it's different, and it's potent. And I'm hoping that you're resonating with some of the things that I'm saying. If you've been there, if you haven't yet had a baby, I hope that this, I don't want to just frighten you and say everything's going to change, but that rebirth, that transformation, that you're reborn, just like that baby is born. When you hold that baby, the maiden is gone and the mother emerges, and the mother, oh, I have so much love and reverence for the mother. Our mothers will say, when you have children, you'll know. And, we always think that means when we're naughty, but that love, that energy, that creativity, that just absolute goddess divine power that comes through is just incredible. And when I do mother's blessings for women about to enter that portal, I can feel that tug on my heart, that they're about to experience just the most earth-shatteringly amazing transformation. And it's so, so good. Help me change that narrative in the world. Anyway, enough talking about me. That's how the cards came along. We have got cards here. Let's do a collective reading for everybody today. And of course, everybody that is here today, if you haven't bought an oracle card deck, I have got a code. If you use the code MAGIC on checkout, you will get 20% off. Oh, goosebumps. Oh, thank you. I know that those people know, and I'm always conscious that I don't want to talk too much about myself, but there is that potency that comes, and that's how this this deck was born. But if you would like to buy it, I've got 20% off voucher, and I will remove shipping today too, so it'll make it a little bit more affordable. And I will leave those details in the chat at the end. But let's do a little reading together. If you're pregnant or not, it doesn't matter. These cards are generic. Let's read this. I've had 7 children and I feel the rebirth every time. Oh, is that you, Nerida? Thank you so much for coming. I hope that's you. Wow. You know, I only have 2 children and 7 children. I wonder if you feel that rebirth every time. It's you. Yay. Hello. Sorry. Just announced you to the world. But I'm glad you understand what I mean about that power that comes to you, and your brain is whirring. And it's funny because my daughter is now like almost 14 months, and there was a part of me when I was in the editing stage of the deck where I was like, I was wishing that this wasn't a pregnancy deck. I was like, oh, you know, I'm feeling really connected to like I just want beautiful women who aren't pregnant. And I went back and tried to change some of my designs, but I couldn't. It was really hard. And that's when I was like, it's because I wasn't in that space. You know, now we're in that mothering part, you know, where that energy is gone. I'm like, do I have to have another child to go back into that space? You know, we need the wise women to tell us how to get back into that space without having children. But yeah, so interesting, and something that no one ever told me and nobody talks about enough. So let's do a reading today with the cards, see what we need to do. The cards have 51 cards. That really irked me for a while that it was 51. It was originally 54. I think it was originally 60, and then I just kept trying to edit myself because it was self-published. Everything was, you know, stuff the ring light, guys. We don't need ring lights. We just need to sit out in nature. Like, look at that. I don't need lights. I've got a fire here. I've got the clouds and the sun. I'm going to film everything out here with the dogs and the birds and the lawnmowers that go off every time. So it's 51 cards in a deck. Some people have messaged me to comment on the sound of the shuffling. And I've noticed that too in the matte finish that I picked. Got a beautiful sound to go with the lawnmower in the background. All right. So we've got 51 cards in the deck. We have a guidebook and we have a box. The box, designing a box was really, really difficult. And I actually was doing edits of that when I was overseas, which was really, really hard. And I've learned a lot about that. But here is the box. We have got the card for everyone today. We've got open. And I will read a little bit about that in a minute, but I'll just place that one. I've got a little bit of a card thingy here. Got open. Can you see that? Yep. Surrender. Probably need that one today for surrendering your motherhood. And fear. So there's not a lot of cards that have words like fear, but there are that come up. Fear, grief, boundaries, shadow. There are some cards that are in the deck not to frighten you or scare you if you are pregnant, but these are feelings and that we will all connect to at some point in our lives, not just when we're pregnant, but something that can come up when we're pregnant too. There we go. We've got lovely blue. They're all bluey, whitey cards. Let's see what else we've got. We've got rest. Rest. That's an interesting one. I know we're not very good at that one, but rest. There's that shadow one I was talking about. It was actually really hard to do that one. I think her chin is a little bit funny, but you can't really notice. So we got fire. We got my fire card for that Aries full moon. That one. Mother. Let's have a look in the guidebook. for open. And so all of my cards, of course, all the dogs. It was quiet before. We won't stay here too long. But the guidebook was another thing that was really, really hard to do myself. I did use Canva and then converted everything to Adobe, which was tedious. And it's over 150 pages and it was really hard to format. I'm manifesting my next deck to be published because this was really hard. Although, of course, now I've done it, hopefully I can do it again. And I learnt a lot. It's all in alphabetical order. I had a deck the other day that I was doing. I was doing some content for. They sent me their deck, and it was a beautiful deck. But I was just doing a walkthrough, and I couldn't find their things because it wasn't in alphabetical order. Open, but this one is, and each of them have just a little description that I wrote. I feel like some of the people that I have to share this with, like my friends and family in particular, I'm like, yes, I did everything. I did everything. And in fact, I had a few people proofread it, but they only proofread like the first half of the book. I haven't found an error yet, but I've also stopped looking because I'm too scared to find one. I'm sure that there will be one because there was no one else. I wrote everything. I typed everything into Word first, and then I copied it over, and then I was constantly editing. So, and does pregnancy and birth always need a capital letter? Yes. Every time I write pregnancy or birth, it's a capital letter is used. Even though I know that even if it's not at the start of the sentence, but it is. Sorry, everyone, not sorry. But also the same, there's so many things like that. But if you find a little error, maybe don't tell me, but I apologize because it was all me. Open. The openness card emerges as a beacon of light, calling you to expand, embrace, and allow the energies of creation to flow freely. Openness is not just a state of being, it is an active participation in the unfolding of life. Drawing the openness card invites you to cultivate a mindset of infinite possibility. Embrace the idea that your pregnancy and birth journey, I just said that, and this pregnancy and birth is not in capital letters. There we go. Embrace the idea that your pregnancy and birth journey can be a canvas waiting to be painted with the vibrant hues of your intentions. Open your heart and mind to the countless ways this transformative experience can unfold. Open yourself to the support, wisdom, and love that surrounds you. Allow others to contribute to your journey, recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a doorway to profound connection and support. As you embark on this journey, be open to the inevitable changes that accompany this sacred process. Embrace the ebb and flow of transformation, understanding that flexibility is a strength. Surrender to the dance of change, knowing that it carries the seeds of growth. And then I have 3 journal prompt questions because when I was pregnant, I didn't actually connect to journaling this pregnancy so much, but I did often would ask myself questions. So reflect on your current beliefs and expectations around pregnancy and birth. In what ways can you open yourself to new possibilities? Consider the support and love available to you in this journey, and how can you open yourself to receive? Again, if we're not on that pregnancy journey, how can we open ourselves to receive the love and support of other people? It can be really hard for mothers to do. Explore your relationship with change. What fears or resistances do you have? How can you cultivate an openness to the changes that may arise during this time, viewing them as an opportunity for growth? So each word has the questions to accompany it, and hopefully that will help you go deeper into whichever card you have drawn. The surrender card is often a favorite, especially for us in the birth world. We like to say surrender a lot. And I often wonder if in the real world they use the word surrender in pregnancy and birth as much as we do. Maybe. I'm not sure. Surrender doesn't always mean just letting go and whatever comes. It's more of that surrendering to the unknown. So in the tapestry that weaves the journey of pregnancy and birth, surrender becomes a sacred initiation, an invitation to release control and embrace the natural flow of life. The surrender card beckons you to let go, trusting in the wisdom of your body and the rhythm of creation. Drawing the surrender card is an acknowledgement that this journey is beyond your control. Control is an illusion. It is an invitation to let go of the need to orchestrate every detail and surrender to the innate intelligence of your body. Release resistance and flow with the currents of creation as you navigate the realms of pregnancy and birth. Surrender to the mystery of the unknown. Embrace the uncertainty as a source of strength rather than fear. Trust that, just as a seed surrenders to the soil, you are held and supported by forces beyond comprehension. True surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous act of empowerment. Embrace the vulnerability of surrender, recognizing that in letting go, you open yourself to receive the profound gifts that birth brings. Surrender to the strength that arises when you release the need for control. And that was a big one for me. My last pregnancy, surrendering to the unknown. So much power there. So much power there. All right, last one, we will do fear. Right at the front here. The fear card emerges as a shadow, inviting you to confront and transform the powerful emotions that may arise when you see it. This card honors and invites you to reflect on the presence of fear, urging you to embrace it not as an obstacle, but as a catalyst for growth, resilience, and the birthing of inner strength. Drawing the fear card signifies an acknowledgement of fear as a messenger. Embrace the energies that arise when you acknowledge and understand fear. Whose fear is it? Is it truly yours, or has it been projected onto you? We can utilize fear as a teacher to better understand our journeys and what we truly desire. Cultivate a mindset that views fear as an opportunity for self-discovery and growth. Embrace the power of fear as it imparts valuable lessons, nurturing your spirit through this challenging yet beautiful time. Understand that fear is not an insurmountable obstacle, but just a feeling that forces a reaction. Trust in the potential that arises when you face and navigate fear, allowing it to be a guide that fosters resilience, healing, and inner strength. Embrace fear as a healing tool that will aid you on this particular journey, but will serve you in all aspects of life. That is my little guidebook. A lot of wisdom and insight, I hope. It's got a little how you can use the cards at the beginning too. There's lots of different ways. You can just pull one card. I like to pull 3 cards. They often represent to me the past, present, and future. You can do elemental spreads, earth, fire, earth, fire, air, and water. I was going to say wind. I think that's Captain Planet. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. No, just me showing my age. All right. Well, that is the Divine Oracle today. We've talked a bit about the moon, the full moon today, the fiery Aries full moon. We've talked about my deck, my cards. Shown you. I can show you a few more cards if you like. Beautiful cards here. Change. Clarity. That's my little cover girl. Safe. Remember. So poignant. Earth. Connection. Courage. Peace. Intuition. Grief. What's this one? Trust. I couldn't read back upside down. Trust. Matriarch. Meditation. Goddess. Dream. Receive. So much goodness here. I really hope you have enjoyed looking through the deck with me and learning a little bit about how it came to be. And yeah, I'm gonna head off and go through the rest of my day now that the dogs and the lawnmowers have started up. And yeah, I might take a moment for me outside. But I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are watching this. I might upload this to YouTube shortly so you can have a look through the deck. Thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. It means so, so much to me to have all the support on Instagram, online, and for those that are coming to my circles in person. I can't wait to celebrate with you. Hope you have a beautiful day. I hope the full moon is kind to you. I'm just going to do this one more time because I can. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much. Sending you love. Mwah. Best wishes. Thank you. Bye.